Zdravím všechny, co se jdeme kanál Stres a vítejte u dalšího dílu z Genshinu. Dnešní intro je lehce improvizované, jelikož při manipulaci se soubory z poškozeného disku na novej se tato část tohohle konkrétního dílu poškodila, takže prvních 15 minut plus minus 15-14 minut je v nenávratnu fuč, což je intro a začátek Interlude questu sumerskýho. Myslím, že je nějaký třetí Interlude, Inversion of Genesis se tam ten Interlude jmenuje. Tak prvních 14-15 minut je pryč, což bylo intro a literárně prvních pár minut questu a zbytek videa prostě hraju ten quest. Já prostě úplně všechno je normální, ale jenom disclaimer, prvních těch 10-15 minut je herní záznam od kanálu Noxus Gaming, takže veškerý kredit tam. Jenom prostě chci pro kontext prostě ukázat jako co se tam děje, aniž bych prostě ukázal jenom ten najednou sudden jump, prostě 15-30 minut prostě dopředu, jako třeba se mi stalo u Nahidy jejího prvního story questu, kdy asi poslední hodina se mi prostě vytratila, byla v nenávratnu kvůli stejnému důvodu. Při přesunu z disku do disku z toho poškozeného se to koruptlo a prostě jsem to nemohl použít, tak takhle praktikuju. Ale vždycky dám shoutout kanálům, ze kterých si to vypůjčím. Tak nevydělávám na tom peníze, dělám to jenom pro svoje katalogovací účely, takže snad tím někoho neofendu. Anyway, to je takovej menší rant, taková vysvětlivka na začátek. A užijte si Interlude Quest Inversion of Genesis. Příjemnou zábavu.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay! That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? But that's all the way in Inazuma! Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here is just going about their business. Maybe it really is just Paimon. Guess people here are free to research pretty much anything. Great! Let's go find out what this Tatara Suna mystery is all about.
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about her, this seems like the kind of thing she'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazumme. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking. Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would you be able to tell us about Tatarasuna?
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatarasuna.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive or a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger, someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace. And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens? Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow, did I get lucky!
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazumme over 400 years ago. Even back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazumme's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Wait, so there are 2 missing people in this story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazumme?
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the kabuki mono was not a human, but a puppet.
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
No! Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazumme are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well. Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts. I don't think explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh, how about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessay there.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Give me some time. I need to find a new angle on this.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say goodbye for now. Good luck with your essay!
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about, it has to do with the balladeer, doesn't it? Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh? After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in... Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... the balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Take it easy.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida, bad news. We just saw the balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the god of wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the balladeer.
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond. Wait a second. Former? You mean he's not a harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be.
Really? What a shame.
Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings, and you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously! Nahida, don't listen to him! Then let's put
Okay,
that
brainwashing.
discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today can be a trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you serious about this? Yes.
Yes!
I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit.
For me?
Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that? Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take too long, even for me. So I asked the balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about the Descenders. He's more familiar with this kind of information, and should be able to find it more quickly.
But what if he makes stuff up? What if he lies to you?
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him! He's treated us as enemies every time we've run into him! I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark.
No.
Searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity,
It is my responsibility to be on guard against the balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything we can do to help?
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. It seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned.
Oh yeah, and what is the Grand God of Wisdom busy with?
Even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
Got it. I'll be glad to be able to help.
Great. Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Takže stejná mapka, jako když jsme měli tu vizi.
It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Oh, I guess walk forward.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Now he just sent me to babysit you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most important place in all of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through. I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry. This is as much for your own safety as anything else.
Understood.
Fine. Let's call it truce. But only until this mission's over.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
There's no need for all that biting sarcasm. Just focus on your job.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
So, anything?
Wow. So this is the inside of Irminsul.
It's different than what I imagined.
Ooh. Paimon's never seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it
Damn.
that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Yeah, every time he's snarky, take a shot. A budete prostě mrtví za 10 minut.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen? what are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Takže následovat tyhle ty točité cesty vzoru.
Things have spread out.
The fragments have dissipated and the space seems to
Those
have
are all
changed.
packets of information
I
from
guess.
inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
Oh. Don't touch the sapling. Look at you, it returns to another path.
It looks the same in every direction.
It seems the Balladeer is more used to it than I.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge treat!
This is the center of Irminsul. All the information in the world is flowing through it.
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
He hasn't put up any resistance. And he seems good at working on the front line. Maybe he had a similar role in the Fatui. First Akaba and Sawada stories. Now this? What a strange individual.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk?
Nahida? Is this a telepathic one-on-one conversation?
Yes. I've also invited Paimon to join.
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
I'm guessing that you don't want us to disturb the Balladeer.
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Paimon's never tried this before. This is great. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction?
A walking
He's always
contradiction.
talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Yes, as he seems to excel at doing odd jobs for others.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Is it all about his past? The betrayals and the other events in Inazuma?
Well done. Smart and attentive as always.
Actually, I caught a glimpse of a few things when I ran to Hypatia at Partis DI. Rather was on by his mind.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was
Casual
about
gossip.
the Tarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Really? Because from what they were saying, It sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Tell me about the story that Dosavadní were writing.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
The Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking to each other?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation.
You have every right to keep certain things confidential.
Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you.
Every conversation with you is hard work, but your attitude is better than I thought.
Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
Doo-doo-doo-dum.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Piece of
Anonymous
information.
data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain
La
this is worth the
chance
risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
The name. Niwa was the man in charge at Tatarasuna. Plus, he belongs to the lineage of Ishin art. So, Kai Dehara Niwa.
Whoa!
Whoa, are we tripping balls?
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed. Their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown. All passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. And now, every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatarasuna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You
Makes
flatter
sense.
me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma. And it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to speculate. I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with the Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torichio, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine. Are you sure you're not a little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act. We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatarasuna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment.
Shing!
A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity, and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through my plan?
Ooh.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity.
Jo, já to věděl.
I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
Já věděl, že ten hlas znám. A totálně mluví stejně jako doktor. Kámo, Nic jsem neřekl, protože jsem chtěl nechat tu konverzaci odehrávat, aniž bych ji přerušoval. Ale tiše jsem si říkal prostě hned, jak změnil hlas, prostě kámo, ten prostě nejenom, že říká věci jako doktor, ale i teďko zní jako doktor, to je kámo, o co. A měl jsem pravdu. Možná jsem byl ten nejpomalejší on the uptake, na rozdíl od některých chytřejších lidí. Ale jsem velmi satisfied, že jsem byl správně.
The Fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone. Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
Damn. Sice se to rozvíjí o 400 let později, ale...
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa. Already dead. What a pity.
Transformation?
Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Okay. To je docela clear.
Hey, are you alright?
No!
Dottore. Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine?
I'm afraid so. He was the one behind this Tatarasuna incident. On způsobil to, že ta zóna je radioaktivní as fuck. A já jsem to teď s tím jedním opravdovým mechanikem z Fontaineu spravoval.
But why do we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
The whole betrayal was a lie that he has believed for hundreds of years. Was that also part of the doctor's experiment? If the betrayal never happened, it still existed only in his imagination. But where does that leave him?
Let's give him some space. He looks really mad. Paimon doesn't want to be anywhere near him right now.
Okay, let's just step right back over there.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as the mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants.
Ah.
The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it has protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Damn.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim? That's terrible.
Being betrayed and abandoned by a close friend is sure to cause great resentment. Now we know what was behind this decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokaden 100 years ago. But it doesn't mean that the vengeance was the right decision.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
That the vengeance is the most
you brazen
worthless of
face.
causes.
Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Okay. So, a while later.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend.
You just want to make sure this doesn't affect the plan.
It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Yeah, this was our obligatory sidetrack.
Hey, are you investigating the stuff we want to know about?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Not unexpected, but still. Thank you.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
Huh? About what?
The reason why there are records about your brother in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was his first destination when he arrived in this world.
Wow. To byl hodně špatný decision.
Plus, he only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your brother for a time.
Oh, the jester. A royal mage in Conria. And lived with your brother for a time. Okay. Není to náhodou ten týpek, se kterým travelujem v těch specifických questech, Dainsliv? Jestli Dainsliv bude jester, tak se snad poseru. Protože to by byla hodně velká out of nowhere věc. The jester, another Fatui harbinger.
I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
What do you want to know?
Give me your hand.
I mean, why not? Huh?
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Are you trying to brainwash me?
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
Huh? Why would you ask that?
Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Neboli, ano.
Nothing. I was just thanking her for helping me.
That look. Did he see me hesitate? But that was because I knew about Greater Lord Godavata. I think
So long.
that
I suggest you get
Immediately.
yourselves out of here quickly.
by not denying it immediately, he saw that and knew that it is possible.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Well, here, stop!
It's reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
Oh,
Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer! Don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow. Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh, can you hear me?
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind
oh,
of power.
you poor naive child.
It was the Balladeer's fault. He shut you out.
And then he decided to change the past and run into the
I
tree.
didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Well, Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
So, after that lore dump,
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you.
isn't there anything I can do?
I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
Her voice has gone. Paimon
Okay.
can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Paimon doesn't remember Gurgadvata. The Balladeer's questions was a strange one. It's hard to explain in full, and the truth might be very distressing. I'll skip Gurgadvata because that's gonna be a plot point for our endgame, probably, and focus on Balladeer.
He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible!
Well, it's not easy, but it is possible.
Right! You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, Paimon would sure as heck remember drinking it.
Yeah, great example.
So, why does Paimon still have a bad feeling about this? Paimon can't help but feel scared about what he might do. Paimon's so confused.
Maybe he wants to erase himself from history.
Huh?
Oh. Prasklavaza. Paimon, are you okay?
Sorry. Paimon accidentally... It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul?
Not necessarily, but maybe. Just a guess.
Uh-oh. Paimon's head is overheating from trying to understand what he's up to. And it's still not working. Ugh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing but trouble ever since we met him. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? Otherwise, won't everyone who's connected to him be affected too?
Indeed. If the Balladeer does erase himself from Irminsul, many people in Inazumme will be affected. I can't imagine what the situation would look like. Worst case scenario, if it will affect everyone with connection to the Raiden Gokuden. Kazuha, Ayaka, Hayato. Will this mean they will disappear?
There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on what we should do next?
Sit here and wait?
Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon's still so worried. Paimon won't be able to sleep a wink tonight.
Me neither.
So, how about, we list all our favorite foods to take our mind off things? Heck, if that doesn't work, Paimon's probably gonna collapse of anxiety here. Alright, Paimon will start. First dish. Mondtstadu grilled fish. Oh, and chicken mushroom skewers. Tea break pancakes, cream stew, sauteed matsutake, and Dragon chili chicken, almond tofu, satisfying salad. Oh, also Adeptus Temptation, golden
Yep,
shrimp ball,
5-star.
triple layered consomme, lotus seed and bird egg soup, and
Meanwhile. The next day. Paimon, what's wrong?
What was Paimon supposed to be doing just now? Paimon was, talking? Huh. Paimon suddenly can't remember what she was talking about. What was it again?
You always start getting so worried about the situation with the balladeer that you started listing foods. Wait a minute, ono se určitě stalo to samý, protože jako if he erase, protože když vymaže svoji existenci a svoje jméno z Irminsul, tak nestane se to, že si na něj někdo nedokáže vzpomenout, nebo že prostě lidi, co ho znají, budou taky vymazáni. A ono se stane prostě jenom to, co se stalo s Ruke 9. Protože se vymazala Ruke 9 z historie a nikdo nezmizel nebo nezemřel kvůli tomu, jenom prostě lidi měli předělané myšlenky a měli mezeru v tom, kde bývala informace. Ale čas se nějak neposunul, prostě jenom lidi prostě začali věřit v jinou historii. A to se teď stalo určitě, že se v podstatě to má jen na stejném principu. Že Paimon prostě blackoutnula na půl sekundy a prostě, historie je jiná, ale co já vím, tak taková historie byla vždycky. Nestalo se něco divnějšího? Yeah, you guys over there listening foods.
The balladeer? Is that a food too? Huh. Weird name though.
Paimon doesn't remember the balladeer. That must be they actually pulled it off. But how did he have that ability? This doesn't make sense.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said?
No, it's nothing. Taky věc, co jsem pozoroval, je, že tady byla ta váza u těch 3 šálků a ta se rozbila na zem a to tam pořád je, takže čas se nějak neposunul, prostě jenom lidi věří v něco jiného.
So, the balladeer. Is that someone's name? 'Cause it sounds like a nickname or something.
This is really happening. I need to grow. What else has changed? Paimon, come with me.
Okay, sure. Where are we going?
I want to go back to Inazumme.
Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay? You're acting like this is an emergency.
It's not time to explain. Let's go over there first. Dr. Monatogo. So, anything different that we should keep an eye on?
We made it! The Amenoma Smithy!
Ah, it's been a while.
Pardon me, I would like to ask a few questions, if I may.
Of course. Go ahead.
Could you tell me just one more time the story about the Raiden Gokaden?
No. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokaden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately,
Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and
Hey,
took up the
Kazuha.
mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5.
Jej. Amenoma klan a díky Kazuhovi Kaedehara klan.
If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now. They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
What was the reason behind the decline?
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this.
Kazuha? Kazuha je najednou prostě keška informací.
He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you.
Yes, we get it.
Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent-up anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging industry. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans,
He missed them.
his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Legend of the Raiden Gokuden has changed. Someone else attacked the swordsmith. Looks like the balladeer did something in Irminsul, but it seems Niwa still died.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Have you seen Kazuha recently?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact. We spoke for a while over some tea. He seemed well.
Phew, so he still exists. And he's the same Kazuha I know. Things don't seem as bad as I feared last night. That's all. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. There are other places you want to visit too, right? Your expression says it all. On to
Yeah,
the
you know
next
nothing.
stop. Lead the way, traveler.
You know nothing. Yashiro Commission. Oh la la. That is an interesting place. Whoops.
We're here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler, it's been a while.
Hello.
If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid your timing is unfortunate. They're not here right now.
Are they out on business?
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings in the Commissioner's place. If it's urgent, you're welcome to wait inside until they get back.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Thank you. We'll take you up on that offer. Can we take a walk in the courtyard?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close with the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I think it should be okay.
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Is there something you want to say?
Ma'am, can I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. Miss Kamisato has told me about you. What would you like to know?
How are the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato these days?
Oh, they're both very well indeed. Lately, Miss Kamisato has been rather busy attending all kinds of meetings and occasionally paying visits to some local organizations on the Commissioner's behalf. As for the Commissioner himself, well, you know, busy as ever. That much hasn't changed. Although he does seem to be in a rather good mood these days.
So pretty much business as usual in the Yashiro Commission, huh?
Very much so.
Hayato is still the Yashiro Commissioner. Nebyl zmíněn jménem nikdo, ale předpokládáme. Hayato is still the Yashiro Commissioner, maybe. Ayaka is still the lady of the house. No changes there. As far as I can see, nothing's changed at the Yashiro Commission. I was expecting as much, but it's still a big relief to know the Kamisato siblings are both safe and well.
Well, got any more questions?
That's all for now. Many thanks.
You're very welcome. In fact, I would love nothing more than for you to come and visit more often. But I'm sure you must be far too busy to have time for that. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you as a friend, and she's always saying how talented you are and how much she admires you.
Oh, shucks, I'm really blushing.
I must say, many things in Inazumme seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived here. So you're not just Miss Kamisato's knight in shining armor, you know. You're a hero to us all.
I'm flattered.
I mean it. Whenever the Commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. I always find myself at my most relaxed when I'm serving the two of them and listening to them chat away. The Commissioner has such a busy schedule that he doesn't always have the chance to take his meals at home. But given the opportunity, he always prefers to dine here. They say it's because Toma's a much better chef than most. Oh, the Commissioner is so fond of home comfort. They get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Always with a very fond tone. The way one would talk about dear old friends around whom one can truly be themselves.
Look, I don't want to be mean. Nechci být hnusnej. A tuhletu ženskou někdo dal na půlrychlostní zpomalovač. Protože to je jediná věc, jak by se to dalo vysvětlit. Protože jako what the fuck? To mluví fakt, jako kdyby jí někdo dal na zpomalovač, protože to prostě není, jak lidi mluví. Ani starý. Jenom protože jste starý, neznamená, že mluvíte jak v 90. prostě zpomaleně.
People they've met and experiences they've had. You always. It's been many years now since the late Mr. and Mrs. Kamisato passed away. Much has happened in the Kamisato clan in that time. As someone who is old and gray enough to have watched their son and daughter grow up. So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, please know you are always very welcome at the Yashiro Commission headquarters.
Thank you very much.
There will always be at least one old
people in Kamisato clan are very dear friends to me.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Paimon likes it here too. Also, you were saying something about Paimon's itching to try it. We may just have to invite ourselves around for dinner sometime. Paimon meant we should come pay a visit again real soon. Ideally around dinner time.
Of course.
All right, goodbye for now. Where are we going next?
Tarasuna.
Great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see ourselves out.
All right, then.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep. Everything's taken care of now. Don't worry.
Very well. Safe travels.
Look for clues in Tarasuna. Je to ta radioaktivní pičo oblast. Well, we shall see what's going on. Xavier, to moc dobře známe.
Here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the traveler in Paimon?
Xavier? What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There, that's me. So what about you two?
We had some questions and thought you might be able to help.
How much do you know about the Tarasuna?
Certainly do. I've researched the furnace here in some depth. If there's anything you want to know, just ask away.
How well do you understand the history?
Like the back of my hand. Make no mistake, I have been here a good many times before.
There we go.
Not only that, but I've met people in Inazumme whose families used to live in Tatarasuna years ago. They said it's all true, the history here.
I'm listening.
Oh, well, it's a long story, don't you know? The tale of Tatarasuna starts a long time ago. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation, goes back around 1,000 years. Still, the furnace has had a couple of serious maintenance issues along the way.
A couple? When exactly?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back then too. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade. It seems like the technological collaboration between our two nations goes back a long way. How about that?
Mechanic, huh? Looks like the doctor still sabotaged the furnace, leading up to all the ensuing chaos.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about Tatarasuna? Come on, ask already.
I am.
Oh, I didn't realize you two were here for a history lesson.
Me neither. Paimon doesn't know what's gotten into this one today. Feels like we've been preparing for a history exam or something.
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today with a sudden burning desire for historical knowledge?
Pretty much. So can I ask one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a kabuki mono connected to Tarasuna?
A kabuki mono? No, I can't say that I have. I do know the word, Inazumme, for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that I'd like to meet, actually. But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have I come across anything to do with a kabuki mono where Tatara Suna is concerned.
So there is no more kabuki mono. The bounty literally managed to succeed with erasing himself from history? If so, he must have wanted to change the world and wrote everything back to the way it was. But so far, it looks like the majority of the changes have only affected himself. Thank you, Xavier.
Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay, bye, Xavier.
Oh, you're most welcome. More than happy to help. Farewell.
Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for.
Time to go back to see Lesser Cusinale.
Sure, but what's up with you today? Whatever it is, it seems like it's really troubling you. Keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, Paimon will always be there for you.
Alright.
Come on, you gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something to eat? You can't go facing life's challenges on an empty stomach. Alright, let's head off and go meet Nahida.
Echoes of History. Big finale. Return to the sanctuary of Sir Stada. Ale čas už se nachýlil a je čas toto pro dnešek ukončit. Takže děláme tady vykřičníček. Jo, dělali jsme questy, takže tohleto se může praštit s tím, aby nám to dalo rewardy. Jo, přidali tady button tímhle updatem nejnovějším na Claim Rewards, což vás nasměruje na Catherine. Takže taky. Tak, se zase napřímíme. Suma sumárum. Máme se na Nahidu, která mluví nejmíň ze všech různých postav. Takže co to probereme všechno. První část a to pyramidování v poušti. Vzpomínám si, že ten quest dělám už nějakou dobu a všechny ty ups and downs, kterým ten quest prošel a nečekal jsem, že bude tak extrémně dlouhý. Pořád je tam víc a víc, ale už máme konec na dosah, už máme ultimátní mega cíl prostě, který je zcela jasně to grand finále celého tohoto questu. Takže stačí jenom udělat ty 3 challenge, ty trials, a po těch 3 trials se odemkne ta finální chamber, kde bude taky nějaká sáhodlouhá věc. Yes. Kde bude taky nějaká sáhodlouhá věc sama o sobě a tam pak to někdy bude konec, pak možná bude epilogová část a that's it. Už je konec na dosah, ale pořád to ještě bude trvat, protože ty 3 trials jsou daleko od sebe a jsou pravděpodobně dlouhý as fuck. Bude to docela nějaký komplex bez tak, s nějakými puzzly, který budu spooky nechápat. Takže jo. Že to bude taky ještě nějakou dobu. Věc číslo 2. Věc Makropulos. I'm just kidding. Anyway. Ten hlavní interluda. Je, sure. Interluda, který jsme prošli, první půlku. První půlka interluda překvapivě balladeer based, ale jelikož to navazovalo hned na grand finále, kde jsme ho porazili, tak to dává smysl. A hodně lore dropů v tom a hodně detailů. Takže to celé budu vstřebávat a bude to rozhodně zajímavý si zopakovat některé části, některé dialogy, když zpětně budu vědět víc. Takže jo. Yes, sure. Tak ještě poslední věc, která mě napadá. Bych mohl zmínit. A to v době, kdy to nahrávám, tak se blíží Lantern Rite. A jakožto většinou přichází v únoru. A takže tohleto dělám v únoru. Nebo na začátku února. Tak předpokládám, že ten Lantern Rite skutku přijde. A nevím, jestli byl oznámený v době, kdy tohleto nahrávám přesný datum toho Lantern Riteu, toho kórovýho, nebo jsem si toho nevšiml, jak se to přesně jmenuje tentokrát, protože ten Lantern Rite se vždycky nějak jmenuje. Ale to, co vím na 100%, je, že jako součástí tohle Lantern Riteového února je několik eventů a questů, takových event-specific story questů, který jsou plánovaný, takže definitivně mezi teďkon a tím dalším velkým archon postupem, tak bude ten Lantern Rite vsunutý. Takže se Fontaine o trošičku oddaluje, možná tak o 2 až 4 díly. Podle toho, kolik těch event věcí bude. Lantern Rite jako takový, pokud nějaký bude pod nějakým tím jménem, tak se jako vždycky tradičně pokusím vsunout napříč několika dněma nahrávání do jednoho videa. Ačkoliv asi to budu dělat na segmenty a každý ten segment bude dělat jako video, ale udělám v podstatě takový jedno mega video, který v podstatě budou 3 díly, třeba ku příkladu 3 části, tak to budou 3 díly dohromady a bude to zase 5-6 hodinový. Takže tam 3krát technicky za to budu půlovat. A protože samozřejmě, abych něco taky vypuloval, když bude něco relevantního. Podle toho uvidíme, jestli ten banner v té době bude nějak užitečný. Anyway, to by bylo k tomu. Lantern přichází hromada eventů, díly na to budou teďkon, takže dosavadní věci se oddály. A to by bylo všechno. Tak asi co se dá říct, takže samozřejmě hned okamžitě příští díl budeme pokračovat, nebudu to oddalovat mysteriózně na záhadnou dobu x dní odsud. Bude to hned příští díl, nevím jak schedule vyjde, ale buď to bude za 3 dny příští slot, anebo tu další dvojci videí. Takže jo, děkuji, že jste se dívali a než se rozloučíme úplně, tak ještě musíme splnit obligátní Wishful tradici. A jak můžete vidět, je tu samozřejmě Lantern Rite updaty, co se týče postav, přibyly 2. Tady ten Little Guy, Gaming, neboli prostě Gaming. Prostě představ si to, jak je napsané slovo gaming a to je jeho jméno. Akorát je to v sudočínštině, tak se to bude vyslovovat asi nějak jako gaming, nebo něco takového. Jako, není to gaming, we swear, ale přitom jeho jméno je doslova gaming. A můžeme vidět, je to pyro charakter, takže další příležitost mít nějaký užitečný ohnivý charakter, a jakož je 4-starový, tak je velká šance, že ho dokážu získat. Takže jo. A jelikož jsem něco vzdělanější, co se týče Wishfulu, tak je pořád fakt, že na ten banner, charakter event banner, tý předchozí, jak se jmenovala, Nan. Jaký to je? Prostě ty blondýny z Fontaine s tím paraplem, jak je fashion icon nebo něco takového. A má butiky, nevím jak se jmenuje, začíná na N. A jsem puloval asi v 130. díle, myslím, na její banner, prostě o casual. A dostal jsem Jean, což jsem dostal 5-star, ale nebyla to přímo ta promoted postava. Takže teď mám definitivně garantovanou postu titulární postavu, která prostě v nějakým tom banneru bude, takže proto říkám, že jsem vzdělanější a vím, co to znamená. Takže až příště dostanu 5 star, tak to bude garantovaný ten charakter, co tam je v tomhle případě Jean. Protože to normálně je na 50-50, jako 50% šance, že vůbec dostanu na co koukám. Taky samozřejmě hard pity, takže vím, že ty 5 stary občas dostanu, protože při 7. 8. ten půl prostě mi to hra podsune pod nos. Takže jo. Samozřejmě to je na jeden banner, ale to jsme byli obdaření a obšťastněni, takže jo. Mám zase nadělat nějaký ty vyšpoly, 50 tady, 50 tady. A uvidíme, jestli budeme mít štěstí. Nejhorším možná spadne na hard pity, která je tak asi 3 díly daleko, bych tak řekl. Když to řeknu trošku takhle mysteriózně. Tak zhruba tak maximálně 3 díly odsud, takže pokud je tohle díl číslo plácnu, nevím přesně kolikátý díl tohle je. Myslím, že 130, něco skoro 140. Řekněme, že kdyby tohle byl díl 140, tak nejpozději 144. to dropne. Plus minus, takže... A plánuju ten hard pity hitnout, protože tu Jean bych docela chtěl. A nejsem k tomu tak daleko. A navíc tu 50-50 už jsem eliminoval. Nechtěně. Takže ji definitivně dostanu. Tu v té hard pity. Anyway. Od té doby, co jsem zjistil víc o wish systému, tak při tomhle víc povídám. I když to nemá vůbec žádný smysl. Ale cítím se dobře uvnitř, že prostě jsem odhalil tajemství, který vůbec není tajemství a může si to každý zjistit, ale pro mě to připadá prostě jako, že jsem odhalil tajemství ztracené archy. Anyway, dáme zase tak pravděpodobně 2 půly, 1 půl, když budu hodně spokojený. Pokud dostanu Gaminga, tak dodám 1 půl. Pokud dostanu Noel, jelikož je má namaxováno, tak zkusím 2 půl a pokud dostanu Faruzan, tak asi taky, protože to bych docela chtěl taky. Faruzan není až tak špatná. Není až tak dobrá, ale není až tak špatná, takže jdeme na to. Takže Temple, I pray to the Orange Jesus to give me something nice, something spicy, something tasty. Here we go. Please, Orange Jesus, gift mě něčím líbezným.
Hey boss, the name's Goblin.
Yes.
I'm a guard from the communications office. So, all this needs shipping, right?
Got him.
No. You grab a seat and have some tea. I'll get these packed up for you, no problem. It'll only take me a minute, then we can get the delivery scheduled. Oh, and if you ever want to book a show dance, me and my crew are available in a heartbeat. The troup's called the Mighty Mythical Beasts, and I'm the head. Not to brag or anything.
Dokázal jste guessnout, že je excentrický? No, že je extrovert a ne introvert, protože to vůbec nebylo poznat z toho protáhlého proslovu. Anyway, to je taky update, když dostanete postavu, kterou jste ještě neměli, tak budete mít u ní proslov. Což jelikož já mám posadit skoro všechny charaktery, definitivně všechny 4 stary, tak to u mě neuvidíte, ale je to věc. Takže dostali jsme Gamina, jak to myslím vyslovoval, na první dobrou, to což je zajímavý. Takže cool. Okay. Sežám nějaké fotky. A there we go. Tady se taky refreshné věci. tady to už totálně vzdávám, protože tam povětšinou jsou bossy, který už mám namaxovaný a i kdyby, tak si na ně počkám v tom lišpu. Jestli kopíme, co můžeme tady. A rovnou můžeme checknout. Fire. Cool. God of the Sword and Strong but Secure Transport Agency and the head of the mighty mythical beasts trout. Ain't that a mouthful of molasses? Je to Claymore user, takže může být useful dokonce. Ale pás železa místo meče ti nedám. Navždy něco prozatím takového dostačujícího. To máme crit rate, attack, HP. Třeba Bell prozatím. Tak se podívám, co je na tebe dobrý. Samozřejmě Work and Cigarette Strikes. Skill Bounces for this in bushware, being high into the air. Encounter guy with target or surface, obtain wizard piece of it. For one attack and then stand. You know what? Od určitý doby mě napadlo, že by se to dalo tohleto dělat lépe, než to číst, protože... Si? Klasická Lantern Ray věc, 7-day login. Taky spousta jiného kontentu a je tu samozřejmě tryout, ve kterým si můžeme vysvětlit jeho ability a taky se na ní podívat. Samozřejmě jsem trošku dělal research, jestli pulování na ten banner bude mít pro mě cenu, protože jsem si říkal, že to je věc, která by byla dobrá si vyjasnit každý sám pro sebe. Je prostě tryoutnout a nebo si prostě podívat na jejich ability, zjistit, jestli je to dobrý a pak na ně pulovat. Ano, já jsem udělal tu revoluční věc, to zjištění teprve teď. Takže jeho skill funguje velmi jednoduše. Prostě to tepnete, on se rozběhne dopředu a pak se buď odrazí, nebo se odrazí při hitnutí nepřítele a pak prostě slemne dolů při dalším útoku. Když nekliknete útok, tak prostě přistane na zem a vyplýtváte ten skill. A když se pak použije ultina, tak kromě jiných věcí taky to ubírá hápka trošku, pokaždý, když to použijete. A díky jeho ultině to může spamovat, to Ečko, takže to pak vypadá následující. A nepřipomíná má to nějakého charaktera. Takže když to takhle prostě dám ultinu a budu to spamovat, tak můžu cosplayovat Kazuhu. Protože si asi řekli, že Kazuhu fighting style je hrozně žádaný, tak když udělají postavu s jeho fighting stylem, tak ta postava bude taky automaticky dobrá a je dobrá. Když se takhle ještě zkombinuje s něčím. Done. Takže jo, je to pocit takový ohnivý dietní Kazuha. V podstatě, když si představíte 4-starovou verzi Kazuhy, akorát s ohněm místo větru, tak v podstatě ta představa bude docela přesná. Protože to je v podstatě v kostce to, co on je. A pokud se nevím, tak jeho level up materiály budou z té nové lokace, která byla releasenuta taky. Myslím Valley of Jade nebo něco takového.
Whoa, is this all for me? Dang, how much did this put you out? Aw, you shouldn't have.
Hop. Rovnou do něj to vsunu všechno, jelikož mít kazu, i kdyby dietního kazu je docela za prvý useful battle style. Lidi by mohli vyprávět o tom, jak je kazu a OP as fuck. A za druhý, nemám moc ohnivých charakterů, který by mě dokázali uspokojit. Nebo který by byli hodní mý pozornosti. Jediný charaktery, na který mi dokážu vysypat z hlavy dobrý ohnivý charaktery, který mám rád, jsou jenom dva. Jenom dva. A to Diluc a Yanfei. A Yanfei není dost dobrá jako oheň, off-fieldový oheň a Diluc v podstatě taky má ten stejný problém, že off-fieldový oheň nikdo z nich moc nepraktikuje. Yanfei ale je hodně dobrý damage dealer v mých potřebách. A Diluc je taky hodně dobrý damage dealer, avšak je trošku jako glass cannon, hodně snadno umírá a nemá takový defenze ani hápka. Ale je aspoň melee, takže to je taky useful. A uvidíme, kam tenhle týpek spadne. A bude potřebovat tady ty věci. Emperor's Resolution. Že je nějaká taky věc sama o sobě, kdo ví. No, uvidíme. Vylevlíme ho a uvidíme, čeho bude schopen a jak si povede v reálném souboji s tím, co je venku. A ne co je v doménech. Takže jo, to bude ode mě všechno. Děkuji, že jste se dívali a pokud budete spát, tak dobrou noc.